Can you talk about some of the new choices you made with this film, like having the actual web shooters as opposed to organic?
I had lunch with Stanley before I took on this enterprise, and we were talking about. I asked him about the mechanical web shooters, and there was clearly there's a lot of discussion amongst the fans about mechanical versus biological web shooters, and he said something. I mean, he is an advocate of both. He's a very sweet, generous man in that way. But I asked him why he did the mechanical web shooters. He's like, well, it's a way to dramatize Peter's scientific ability, and I thought that was a great way to work on that. And I thought that's really what it was, is that this kid making stuff up, and like there's that DIY sort of punk rock, do-it-yourself kind of aesthetic to Peter Parker that I really liked. And I thought that was a part of that.
Gwen Stacy's such an iconic role in the folklore of Spider-Man. Did you do any research in the comic books? Did you read anything to kind of, or did you take everything from the script to kind of create the character?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I felt like there's definitely a responsibility there to educate yourself on the history of Spider-Man, especially because I didn't know too much about Spider-Man other than I had seen the first 3 movies, and I had, every Halloween spent time with boys dressed up as him. So I definitely wanted to learn about Spider-Man and about Gwen, but also just kind of about the Marvel Universe and the whole, the world that I was about to enter into. So absolutely. But then we also built Gwen, with Mark and with Andrew, and kind of figured out our Peter and Gwen and their story.
You have so many villains to choose from, the pantheon of characters. Why the Lizard?
The Lizard, because the Lizard is an embodiment. Like there's part of the story is it's about finding the missing piece, right? Peter Parker had his parents torn away from him when he was a kid, and that left a sort of void. And Kirk Connors has this arm that he's searching for, and it's how you try to fill that void that defines yourself. And these were foils and two parts of that thematic journey, and I thought it was a great foil for Peter Parker. And the other thing I liked is that he's both a mentor and an adversary, which I think is an incredibly complicated, interesting kind of mythology to deal with on screen or in any sort of narrative arena.